In this video, what could be simpler than replacing a battery on a Citroen GSA? Pretty much anything. Oh yes, I thought this was going to be easy. My mistake, nothing on this car is easy. So I nicked the battery because I was trying to start the Yugo Sana up there in the back. But as you've seen, we haven't had a huge amount of success there. So what we've got to get the battery back in, there's a little clamp down there. Where is it? There it is. There's the clamp. That bolt I thought was a captive bolt, but then it fell out. So it isn't. So I'm putting it in from the top this side, which means I need to get a nut on the bottom side, which of course is in the wheel arch. The problem being that there is a wheel in the wheel arch, and no matter where I put the lock, because the car's squatted down, there isn't enough space to get at it. So that's well done, Citroen. There, a battery you can only replace if the engine has recently been running. That's immensely frustrating. Nonetheless, I'm going to connect the battery up. We'll get her up in the air, get something underneath to stop her squashing me, and we'll see if we can get this battery tightened up. But what a pain in the backside. There we go. I imagine she's going to take some cranking because she seems to suffer with fuel going back to the tank. Suggests the fuel pump might be on its way out. We'll do that. We'll straighten the steering wheel again, seeing as that didn't help us. No power steering on a Citroen GSA. We shall apply choke. We've got our ignition lights, and we shall hope. We've got our oil pressure. There she goes. Various clonks and clangs going on. Interesting that the red lights are very orange there. So I've got the battery light on. That's just standard. That's been going on forever. But hopefully if we get the car in the air, I can then retighten the battery clamp and clamp it into place, because it's a nice sunny day, which you might just be able to see through that gap. And I thought it'd be good to get Giselle out for a run. She hasn't moved for several weeks. Let's get out and watch her come up, shall we? Oh, it's always the fun part. The rear end is lifting up. The front end will surely follow. There she goes. You know, the novelty of this never wears off, ever. Right, I'm going to sling something underneath and get that bolt tightened up. And there we go, she's out. I did go for a drive to this scrapyard. That was exciting, but clever me, I managed to leave the camera here so you don't get to see that. But I think I need to give her a wash before I put her away again. It's still very dirty out there, but we're in for a couple of days of dry weather. So I might use her. We've got to go to Aberystwyth tomorrow. So might use her for that and then put her away again for the winter. She could do with a grill muff, to be honest, but it's quite toasty in here. I've got the fan going. Look, I'm somewhere between the man with a hat and the cowboy shoes, and the heat coming out of these centre vents is lovely. The problem is these outer vents are fresh air only, and they're a little bit leaky, so if it was really cold I would be really unhappy. But now I've actually got the camera, I can take you for a drive in Giselle. Well, yeah, it has to be said, it is nice to be back in Giselle, and here we go. Oh, I'd forgotten just how well this car floats. It really does just eat up everything. Oh, sunshine's a bit fierce today, sorry about that. So it's lovely handling as well. Oh. I'm so lucky to have a car like this and roads like this to enjoy it on. I hadn't realised how much I'd missed this car. It's just, I hate working on this car but I do like driving it. I think in the new year I might have a visit to a specialist and let them do a bit of magic on it. Just check her over, try and sort out the drive shaft oil leak she's got. I may have to find another windscreen because this one is so badly scratched, especially when you got low light like this, or low sunlight rather. Yeah, it's a bit tricky to see, but what a car. Just phenomenal. And there is nothing you can buy that rides like this today. Certainly not just a family car. It's just extraordinary. That should be a fun couple of days. Whoa, don't cut the corner. Thank you. It's a bit like driving the Matiz. There's no such thing as half measures. There's no such thing as low down torque. And the power output is about the same as my Daihatsu Charade. But the gearing is far, far shorter. Doing just over 3,000 revs at an indicated 60. The Charade would be doing 2,500, but I love this car to bits. There you go. There's only a quick one really. Just me getting annoyed about fitting a battery and then rediscovering the magic that is the Citroen GSA. So I'm not even going to bother with a pursuit on this one because you're all the way over there and I'm busy driving, and this is a particularly nasty junction, so I must pay ahead. Pay ahead, pay attention, and look ahead, perhaps. Make sure no one's going to pull out in front of me. Thank you people for not pulling out in front of me. See you in a future video. Farewell. But here she is, basking in the sunlight, in cardigan.